Hey guys, welcome to another video. Today I have my sister with me because we're talking about the pleasure trap, and she has
recently
learned
developed my knowledge on
it. Let's get in the video and talk about like what it is. And
so do you want to explain to them what it is?
Okay, I can explain, or you can probably explain actually, I'll explain. Okay, so humans, or like all animals, we're all motivated.
Oh, wait a sec. We're talking about the dietary pleasure trap here. There's lots of pleasure traps. You can get into a pleasure trap of alcohol and drugs and coffee and other stimulants, but we're talking about the dietary pleasure trap here.
It applies to all those things. So humans, we have like three, or even all animals have three. We're motivated by three forces. So to seek pleasure, to avoid pain, and energy conservation. So we're motivated by those things, and our brain sends us signals about how we're feeling, and to seek those. So like if there's a mango in nature and we see it and it's quite yellow, we're going to be motivated to get that mango because we know we're going to get pleasure from it. It's yellow, it's bright, we're going to get pleasure from it, and we're motivated to get that. The problem is when unnatural things come into our environment, like we have today, like sugar, salt, oil, and flowers. These don't naturally exist in our environment. So when these come into our environment, like that balance of three things of pleasure, there's an imbalance. I don't know.
No, these highly concentrated foods release too much dopamine and pleasure, and they bring us into this trap of wanting more and more of them until we become fat and sick, and we're in this pleasure trap and we're thinking, how can we get out of this? So a lot of people aren't aware that they're even in it. So we're trying to tell you, you are most likely in the pleasure trap if you're having salt, sugar and oil and flour regularly, and if you're craving foods a lot after dinner, even though you've eaten enough, you're mostly in the pleasure trap. And the way you get out of it is you eat whole plant foods. The less processed, the better. So not even using your blender, not even having things like peanut butter, like eating whole plant foods, and sugar, oil and salt free. So no flour, sugar, oil and salt. And if you do that for 6 to 10 weeks, you'll be out of the dietary pleasure trap. It'll be easier to get to your goal weight. You will enjoy the taste of foods in their natural state. Alicia has gotten out of the pleasure trap, and you enjoy foods in their natural state, don't you?
Yeah, I enjoy foods in natural state. I don't need to add any
Don't need to add sauces. She doesn't even add lots of spices and herbs. Like, you can add lots of herbs like basil and flavors, that's fine, but not the ones that are stimulating like salt and these sugars and oils. So I have been doing an SOS-free whole foods diet for 2 weeks. So I was in the pleasure trap before. Like, I was eating healthy, but I was like struggling to eat healthy. Like most girls I see on a vegan diet even still struggle to eat healthy, like 90 to 95 to 100% of the time. They're having these really calorically dense foods when they go out to dinner, and then they're wanting more of them when they come home because they're getting into the pleasure trap. So do this for 6 to 10 weeks. And what's really helping me, I'm on my I've done 2 weeks now. I'm getting into my 3rd week tomorrow. And what's really helping me is watching videos on YouTube about the pleasure trap by Doug Lal or Dr. Goldhammer. And it's really making me I've tried doing SOS-free whole foods before and I've failed.
It's really hard.
It's really hard at first. Yeah. You crave foods a lot, and it's like having withdrawals from taking lots of drugs.
It's the same like an alcoholic
from taking lots of drugs or alcohol, it's really hard. But when eventually over time it will become easier. It's already becoming easier for me. And Dr. Douglas says once you hit that 3-week mark, you don't. That's like you're you're almost there pretty much. You're 90% there, just because a lot of the stuff to do with your brain, and your chemicals in your brain, happens, and the changes happens in the first 3 weeks. So after that, once you've neuro-adapted to your diet, it becomes the first 3 weeks you neuro-adapt a lot, and then 6 to 10 weeks is when you should be doing it really strict. And then once that is over, you won't be having cravings for food. You would have probably lost a lot of weight if you needed to in that 6 to 10 weeks. Personally, I've already lost 2.5 kilos in 2 weeks, and I'm still losing weight comfortably. You eat as much as you want till you're full, and you try to do some exercise daily, but you don't need it's not necessary. You could do it would speed up the process, but you just need to go it's basically the diet. I stress the diet. An example of a meals would in a diet in whole plant foods, I mean things like potatoes, rice, some beans, greens, lots of non-starchy vegetables, fruits. These are all really delicious foods, but we think that we need to add lots of sauces and salt and oil and sugar and have flour to make them taste good. But eventually you will get out of the trap, and having a healthy lifestyle will be so easy. Do you know?
Yeah. Once you get out of it, you can obviously have those processed foods occasionally, but your whole natural food, it'll be so much easier to maintain your weight because you'll enjoy these whole natural foods.
Yeah.
And an example of the pleasure trap, even animals can get into it. Dogs, you don't see what animals in nature do you see that are fat or have lots of diseases. Some animals get diseases, but what animals you see are fat?
Eating their whole natural diet that they're supposed to eat. Yes, there's that argument that we ate meat, and we did because we were scavengers.
That's a good point.
But at the end of the day, we ate a majority plant-based diet, and science shows, yes, we ate a little bit of meat. We were scavengers. We ate what we could. But those tribes that ate a whole foods plant-based diet, SOS-free, because they didn't have those foods, were the longest living tribes, the healthiest, the trimmest, the one with less diseases. People doing the paleo diet think, it's so healthy. Guess what, guys? Cavemen lived till 30. There's plenty of tribes out there who live till 90 years eating a whole foods plant-based diet, things rich in sweet potatoes, corn.
The Aquiana?
Yeah, I'm not sure what the specific tribes are, but if we did more research, we could make another video on that. But there's plenty of plant-based tribes out there. Okay, so...
Yeah, that seems like you know a lot about it. So it's just I just find, I would just stress, try to, researching about it and try starting it, because it's just going to be so much better.
Start it as soon as possible, and you can still have the most delicious meals. Try mix it up. I love putting potatoes in the oven. That is really nice. Or even steamed potatoes. I'm starting to I love steamed potatoes in their natural state now, even after 2 weeks.
That's so good.
So I used to put lots of barbecue sauce on it,
sweet chili sauce. I used to love sweet chili sauce. Or just want bread. Breads are good, but just bread actually has more calories per pound but ice cream. But the main focus should be shifting away to a vegan diet. But yes,
not a vegan diet, because a vegan diet can still have things like Oreos, bread, ice cream, flours, sugar, salt, and oil. So you want a whole foods plant-based, sugar, oil, and salt free. And if you need help, DM me, message me.
Lozzie
loves plants. So LOZZY loves plants on Instagram.
Yeah.
And I will be happy to help you. But what I really recommend is looking at the videos on YouTube by Dr. Doug Lal on the pleasure trap and Dr. Goldhammer.
Yeah, Dr. Gold. And once you know the information, like, once you understand what the pleasure trap is a bit more, you'll really be motivated to get yourself out of it and out of the trap. Because once... Yeah, and like, I think that.
The thing is, it's also can motivate you to stop drinking coffee, because that's another pleasure trap. That is part of the dietary pleasure trap. It releases dopamine.
Oh yeah.
And so quitting coffee is also, and quitting things like cacao powder and stuff like that, because that's a stimulant. It releases like dopamine. Cacao powder.
Yeah, because that's caffeine in it too.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but like it stimulates.
So I would stick away from stimulants as well, and that's going to be very hard because I know a lot of people are addicted to coffee, but you want to get out of this dietary pleasure trap. There's also in America this place called True North Health Center, and they help sick patients like get out of the pleasure trap through like water fasting and adopting a whole foods, plant-based, SOS-free diet. So, like, if you're really desperate, you could go to that. But, like, you can get out of this through watching videos, educating yourself, even reading the book by The Pleasure Trap by Dr.
Well, it's by both of them.
Dr. Goldhammer and Dr. Doug Lal.
Yeah, so those books I would definitely check out. Like, if you're really... It's actually really, really hard to do this. Like, this...
But once you do it, and it gets easier the more you do it, like, and then eventually you'll get out of it, and it is like such a rewarding thing. Like, I have this mental clarity like of me already. Like, it's amazing. Like, I can already feel the neurons in my brain changing just because of the foods I'm eating, and that can happen. Like, it does happen. You neuroadapt to this diet and like away from those calorically dense foods.
Yeah.
And girls and even guys, like, this will help you get to your ideal weight
and maintain it. So not just get there and it'll help you be the healthiest and avoid disease and because like salt, like some people might go, oh, like salt is okay, but it's still, if you're relying on it for your food to taste good, it may cause you to overeat on your food.
It is a stimulant.
It is a stimulant, like salt.
Yeah, it's not a stimulant. It stimulates your appetite. So once Dr. Goldhammer says in one of his videos, he has his patients eat a bowl of rice, and then they eat as much as they want, and they're like pretty hungry. The next day, they're pretty hungry. They have a bowl of rice. They sprinkle some salt on it. They eat more.
That's very interesting.
Because it stimulates your appetite.
And the focus shouldn't be to eat less. It's just about trying to get your brain, like, decrease that dopamine, like, the amount of dopamine you need. Because, like, obviously when you begin this lifestyle, or, like, you stop eating those processed foods, you're not going to get much pleasure from eating these whole natural foods, because your body is used to getting this really big dopamine hit from all those, like, rich foods. Yeah. So it's going to take a while for your brain to like adjust and for you to start enjoying these natural foods in your body to go, okay, like I'm going to get enough pleasure from these whole natural foods.
Yeah, you can receive the same amount of pleasure over time eating whole natural foods than you can when you're eating these really calorically rich foods. Over time it actually goes down a little bit and it goes here, just because your body's getting used to it. But over time, whole plant foods, so you'll be down here, and you'll be like, oh, this is so hard, and I'm craving stuff all the time, I hate my food, I have no pleasure. Over time, you'll move here. So you actually will be getting
exactly the same pleasure as you would be eating those... Not
over time. Like, over time, those foods, you won't receive as much pleasure, the really dopamine hitting ones. So over time, you will come down here. But like over time on a whole foods plant side, you'll come up here. Exactly. So you may as well do it and get out of the trap, reverse diseases, get your ideal weight, feel good in your skin, just feel really healthy, be healthy. And
you can, like, once you get out of it, you can have those processed foods once in a while, and I wouldn't recommend doing it all the time though, but like you could do it once in a while, and like, because I think Dr. Douglas says he has sometimes like occasionally like rich foods, but Dr. Goldhammer doesn't have any rich foods.
It just depends. Like some people, like Alicia can sometimes has things like wheat bix, and you don't get back into the pleasure trap that easy. But if she continued for say like a couple of weeks eating these calorically rich foods, she would get back into the pleasure trap and have to do the
6 weeks again, which would be so hard.
Yeah,
because
it's not easy to do. Okay, so should we wrap it up?
Yeah, I think we'll wrap it up. I think Lauren provided quite a lot of input into the video, which is really good to see. It's good to see you have a lot of knowledge, and I hope this helped, and I hope you can check out the videos Lauren recommended, and I'll link them down below, and check out the Pleasure Trap, the book. And yeah, thanks for watching, and if you guys need any help or want more videos like this or on this topic, we're happy to do that. I'm happy to make more videos. So yeah, thanks.
Bye guys.
Bye.